supposed to be out. That'd have been the end of it.
I got home about 3 o'clock today, surprisingly. I was like, I'm taking the cat.
It's now 6:30. I'd like to call this City Council meeting of April 25th to order. Well, could I have a roll call, please?
Councilperson Cosner,
Here.
Councilman Nestor,
Present.
Councilperson Thomas, Councilman Chakowski,
Here.
Mayor Mosher.
Present.
Mayor, we note 4 present, 1 absent, no decorum.
Okay. Before we get started, I want to make sure everybody is aware. There will be a motion to modify the motion G from our Director of Accounts and Finance's motion that has to do with line usage account. We're going to raise the amount from $104,233.81 to $111,190.37 to cover some bills that we didn't have included in the list.
So we would need a motion to amend the agenda.
We need a motion to amend that agenda as just stated. Could I have a second?
Second, Mayor.
Is there any questions? Accounts and Finance. Call the roll real quick.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Chakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes. At this time, I'd like to invite Reverend John Custer to lead us in prayer.
See, we got any, okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks. Let's pray together. Lord, I want to thank you tonight for your great love for this city and for every person in this room and every person in the entire city. We're grateful for this. And want to thank you for allowing us to learn what you do. You run the whole universe and you orchestrate all of it. And so you're allowing us to orchestrate a small, tiny spot in this planet. Help us to do this well. Give us your wisdom. You have a way to do this that is beyond our understanding. And so tonight, pour that into us. We ask you to, we look upon ourselves here and present ourselves as like vessels to be filled tonight. So give each one of us here something. I pray that you would help us to express what you put into us. Let it be your wisdom. And as it's spoken, let us evaluate it and hold fast that which is good. And so use this to move this city forward tonight. Give us your wisdom. I'm asking this because of your great love for every person in this city. Amen.
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 I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're still in the process of getting our minutes together. The minutes for March the 28th, April the 11th, and May the 9th will hopefully be available for approval at the next meeting. At this time, I'd like to open the floor for public comments on agenda items only. Come to the mics, give your name and your address. And here, you're gonna need to use this, that one's not working.
Linda Lacy, 1624 Maple Avenue. On page 2, item D, and it says motion to advertise and hold public hearing on Thursday. My question is, why now do you want our public opinion on tearing down the blighted properties when you done tore down 30 or more houses without our input?
There has been a public hearing on every single one of them that's been advertised in the newspaper and held prior to the council meeting, on every single one we've done.
And it's been advertised
And
in
it's
the
been
paper?
advertised in the paper, and this has too.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ernest Telegraphist, 29 Rex. I want to know why we're not informing the public these increases. You just stated there was $11,000 increase.
That's what we just did. We just increased it.
Yeah, what caused that increase?
It was actually four invoices that didn't make it in time to get added.
The last time you said something about them following procedures.
And this was a procedure.
When did they furnish it to you? It was after the fact.
No, they actually provided them early enough. We just didn't get them on the agenda. I'm sorry, cut it up here where you can hear then. Is anybody else having trouble understanding? Can you hear me now?
Sir, please do not be disruptive. Okay, we're not going to have people yelling in the meeting. Okay, this is a public. Well, if you keep being disruptive, you will know who I am because we'll have you removed. We'll have you removed.
Oh, that's fine, I'll be back.
It doesn't matter.
I'll be back.
You come back as many times as
Do
you
not
want.
be disruptive. You are not here to be disruptive.
I'll be back.
That's fine.
So don't threaten me.
I'm not threatening you.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
trying to advise
Yes,
you.
you are.
I'm advising you.
Be quiet at this
You-
point.
Listen,
If
don't
it-
advise me,
Can you
Hey,
call the police? I'd like the police called.
Can you address this for me, please?
Okay? You're not going to be disruptive. You're not going to be disruptive. So if you're going to continue to be disruptive, we're going to have you removed and
You
cited.
talk to the mic?
You do not have to be yelling and screaming.
Well, that's all I
and-
can add. If I
No, no.
can't hear him,
If you are going to continue to be disruptive,
you need to be what?
disruptive.
You're full of bull, man.
If you continue to be disruptive, you will be
Where the
removed.
hell you from? Go back. That's all I can-
No.
One
You
more-
have to act in an appropriate manner.
No, just
Cross me the-
lay it to bed right now.
Don't come back with BS.
Lay it to
I'm not
bed.
coming back with BS.
Come back with BS.
If you continue to be disruptive, you'll be
Can you
cited.
please ask him to be quiet?
All I wanted to speak to the mic.
Just, you made your point, a long time ago.
Mr. Telegraphus, if you
Your
can
turn.
continue.
Okay. This Arbor Day Foundation, Tree City USA organization, what's this in there for Monessen? What does Monessen get out of it?
We get trees for one thing,
What kind of trees?
all kinds.
How many did you get last year?
Do you recall how many we got?
Total, we've gotten about 45.
You said you bought
No,
Total, we've.
They-
no,
they donated
they
45.
supplied.
45. But this year, how many do you think you're going to get?
We're not, can I answer?
sure.
Well, we have to plant trees where we have an access to a water source so we can water them. So they have to be planted where there's a hose. So we have to talk about where we have an outlet for, and we can drag the hoses. So we haven't talked about that yet.
So you don't know how many trees this year?
Well, no, we don't know. But we'll know, and they'll be planted in November if they are planted.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other public comments on agenda items? Does anybody have any correspondence that they want to bring forth to council?
No, Mayor.
Our solicitor is on vacation, so we have, I won't call him a substitute, but a partner in the organization with us. Do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
I have nothing for public session at this point. Glad to be back though, Mayor. As some of you recall, I was here previously in our first stint as the solicitor prior to Mr. Delfonso becoming a partner with me.
Very good, thank you.
I'm Gary Matta.
I know that, but he didn't mention.
That's all right. Does our city treasurer have anything he'd like to report at this
Not
time?
at this time, Mayor.
Thank you. Our city controller's not here, so we'll skip that. And we'll get on to new business. As everybody is aware, the last couple of weeks of, in fact, this entire month has had an abnormal amount of rain throughout the southwestern Pennsylvania. And it's been a good test for the work that we've done on our sewer system and also brought out some additional air problems that we need to address. As an example, on Fairfield Drive, we found that rain had undermined the concrete road, and there's an 18-inch gap underneath the concrete road there. And that'll need to be addressed at some point in the near future. There's other, Fairfield. There are other things that people need to be aware of. We have a combined sewer system in many areas. This combination sewer system allows you to put basically your stormwater into the sewer line. Be careful. If you're tying your roof gutters into the storm drain and you don't keep screens on your gutters, you get lots of leaves in there, it clogs things up, and it's going to clog your lateral up, and you're going to have issues. So you have to be careful with that. If you're having issues, make sure you keep your storm drains clean. Make sure that there's not a bunch of leaves going down the storm drain. It can cause you grief. That's about only things I really want to talk about thus far. You'll see that we have a bunch of 20 more homes that we're going to add to our public hearing, and we'll have those in a few minutes. At this time, though, I do want to recognize the Tree City. We are a Tree City USA. We have been designated a Tree City USA city. Whereas in 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day to set aside the planting of trees, and a holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, prolonging life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife. And trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper for wood, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And trees in the city increase property value, increase the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And trees, whenever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual revival. I, Ron Moser, Mayor of the City of Monessen, do hereby proclaim April 27, 2024, Arbor Day in the City of Monessen, and I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And I urge all citizens to plant trees and gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. This 25th day of April 2024, signed by Mayor Ron Moser. John, would you give me the honor of reading some of my motions for me, please?
Sure, Mayor. Motion to exonerate all City of Monessen tax and property numbers 20-02-03-0-163, 166 Donner Avenue in Monessen, currently owned the Redevelopment Authority of the City of Monessen in the amount of $750.40.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Second.
Councilman Chakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Mosher.
Yes.
Motion to advertise and hold a public hearing on Thursday, May 23rd, 2024 at 5:30 p.m. at the City of Monessen City Hall, located at 575 Donner Avenue, Monessen, Pennsylvania, for the purpose of receiving public testimony on the purpose of demolition of structures and properties within the City of Monessen as follows: 683 McMahon Avenue, 433 Motherall Avenue, 478 Motherall Avenue, 617 McMahon Avenue, 635 McMahon Avenue, 1-3 Schoonmaker Avenue, 7 Idaho Alley, 456 Cauldron Street, 606 Clarendon Street, 606-608 Locust Street, 615 Locust Street, 635 Marguerite Street, 632 Locust Street, 635 Locust Street, 631 Marguerite Avenue. What's the Marguerite Street, Marguerite Avenue? Whatever. 623 Reed Avenue, 642 Locust Street, 626 Locust Street, 637 Locust Street, 611 Marguerite Avenue, and 1204 Reservoir Avenue.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Make a motion to appoint Ronald Naylor as an extra police officer for the city of Monessen for an additional 30-day period to be compensated at the starting patrolman rate of the collective bargaining agreement as per the third-class city code.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the $500 deductible payment to Pie Ditch Auto Services for work completed on the damage from an accident of the 2020 Ford Police Interceptor utility vehicle.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay approving payment of the resolution number 3 of the city of Monessen certifying the local match for state operating financial assistance to the Mid-Mon Valley Transit Authority in the amount of $2,998.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Make a motion to appoint Tamara, is it Bozjen, to the library board with a term running from 5/1/2024 to 12/31/2027.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Make a motion to advertise for a vacated position on the RDA ending 12/31/2025.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
I guess I'll just go into mine.
Please
As
do.
we're going here, we're gonna fly through this. Motion to pay the following invoices from the general fund in the amount of $45,482.80. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the rec account in the amount of $83.83. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment B.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Make a motion to pay the following invoices from the Parks Fund in the amount of $346.95. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment C.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Grant Fund in the amount of $3,798.05. All invoices are attached to the agenda as attachment D.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Liquid Fuels Fund in the amount of $2,458.03. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment E.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to pay the following invoices from the Refuge Fund in the account of $49,591.73. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment F.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
And Mayor, if I'm gonna do the next one, I need that total. It's $111,000.
$190.37.
Pass this down to him, please.
and 30.
7.
Thank you. Motion to pay the following invoices from the line usage account in the amount of $111,090.37.
Sorry, 190. I'm sorry.
190.
I'm sorry, $111,190.37. All invoices are attached to this agenda as attachment G.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Motion to approve the transfer of $66,999.59 from the general fund to the payroll account to cover the payroll expenses.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner?
Yes.
Councilman Nestor?
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski?
Yes.
Mayor motion.
Yes.
Make a motion to pay the retired health care benefits in the amount of $10,409.34.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Councilperson Cosner,
Yes.
Councilman Nestor,
Aye.
Councilman Orchakowski,
Yes.
Mayor Marshall.
Yes.
And Mayor, the following balances are in the accounts. Rec Board has $5,665.89. Parks has $41,022.98. Debt Service has $929,651.05. Line usage has $761,226.38. Liquid Fuels has $158,674.51. Fire Escrow has $21,393.38. Refuge account has $286,460.03. ARP fund has $155,137.56. Healthcare is $4,090.73. Payroll has $20,912.40. Grant fund has $50,525.98. And the general fund has $224,348.69. And Mayor, that's my report.
Thank you. I'm going to ask Karen to read Lois's report.
Street report, department report for March 2024. Picked up trash twice a week in the downtown area. Marked and addressed 50 PA1 calls. Cold patched several city street areas, widened 2 alleys, removed salt spreaders and plows from vehicles to prepare for spring, changed the oil and filters on all tractors, lawnmowers, and the arm tractor, repairs on tractors and equipment in preparation of the summer cutting season, assisted Parks Department as needed. And that's Lois's report.
Thank you. Councilman John, would you like to give us your report on Director of Public Safety?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Honorable Mayor, members of council, administrative staff, citizens of Monessen, here's the following report for the Police and Public Safety Report for the month ending on March 31st, 2024. Police Department receipts for the month of March 2024. Miscellaneous collections, which were restitution, in a total of $123.34, for a total miscellaneous collection of $123.34. Court receipts for the District's Justice Office are the following. Vehicle code fines collected, $1,119.89. Crime code fines collected, $551.62. City ordinance collected, $22.33. Code enforcement collected, $46.42. Total receipts for the District Justice Office is $1,850.26. Total receipts collected for March 2024, $1,973.60. Total citations for March 2023, 75. Year-to-date, 151. Code activity report for March 2024. Habitation permits, 13. Correction letters, 24. Animal complaints, 3. Dogs, 5 rats. Miscellaneous complaints, none. Health inspection, 2. Office meetings with residents, 12. City issues, 4. Hearings, 3. Building permits, 1. Zoning permits, 2. Monessen Municipal Fire Chief report for March 2024. Vehicle accidents, 4. Carbon monoxide leak, 1. Structure fires, 1. Smoke in a structure, 1. Medical assistance, 5. Automatic fire alarms, 4. Stove fire, 2. Wires down, 1. Calls outside the city. Structure fire, Charleroy, 2. Structure fire, North Bell Vernon, 1. Total calls, 22. Total firefighters, 196. Firefighters per call, 8.9. Total man hours, 200. Community and training, Knox box info with business owners, pre-planned tour of Historical Society, pre-planned and training with staff at Life Work, safety meeting with Cleveland Cliffs. Also, Mayor, there's an open house for Station 1, May 4th from noon to 4 p.m. It is open to the public, and we encourage everyone to stop down. Other than that, Mayor, I yield the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Karen, would you like to give us your report, please?
Okay, they picked up trash and litter in the parks, cleaned the civic center as needed, repaired the wall at City Park that had collapsed, coordinated the plumbing for the water to be turned on at all parks facilities for the first week of April, ordered porta-johns for the soccer fields, 2 at the amphitheater and 1 at Shawnee Park, assisted the street department as needed, and also the garage door at City Park was replaced. And it's a beautiful, brand-new white door. So.
Very good.
And I had a few other things.
Okay.
This Saturday, we are replacing the mulch at all of the trees that the Shade Tree Commission has planted in the last 3 years. So that'll be taken care of on this Saturday. And then also on May 4th, I want to encourage everybody to once again come out if you can and help us with the cleanup on Saturday, May 4th from 9 to 1. And we're going to assemble up there at Monessen Park. And also I have, and they're excellent little booklets on Tree Owners Manual that the Shade Tree Commission has acquired. So if any of you would like one of these, I have a lot of extra ones. And also, I had a thought about having a community flea market, maybe in August. And it would be down on the lot across from the Historical Society at Donner and Fifth. Part of it the city owns, and part of it I understand the Redevelopment Authority owns it. And I plan to, next month, go to their meeting and ask if they would permit us to use that for a community flea market. And then I was meeting with Julian at the Civic Center, and we were thinking if we make a profit, maybe some of that money could go towards his programs, because he has things planned and he needs to buy treats and little snacks and stuff and little whatever for the kids. So if any of you, do you think that's a good idea? I mean,
I do.
and then maybe the business owners, if they're not ordinarily open on a Saturday, would be open on a Saturday. So if people come into town, they could go into the different shops that we have and see what we have in downtown Monessen.
Very good.
So that's what I'm hoping. That's a plan. If anybody would like to help me and serve on a committee, give me your name and I'll put your name on the list for a future date. So thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to open the floor for public comment directed to the mayor on any items related to the businesses, ordinance, statutes, and resolutions or daily work product and the attention of the city of Monessen.
I got a couple things. I just found an old article. I was going through a lot of old things looking for actually information about the old health center that Tony brought up, and I did find it, but not for tonight. There is a law that you must print before the meeting 24 hours, the agenda, which we do not do in the city of Monessen.
We do.
Either by, no, it's not, it wasn't online, and it wasn't.
It's online at the website, the city of
It had
Monessen
to be on site
website.
today because it wasn't on yesterday.
It was on at 5:30 yesterday afternoon.
For 2
24
years.
hours. Been doing it
Okay.
every time.
It's Senate Bill 554, and it hasn't been, so either you changed it or I missed it, but.
No, you missed it because it's
That's
been
one.
there.
Okay, the second one is, did we vote, well, I said, wait, did you guys vote on that RV, the other engineering firm? Did you vote on that
No,
to
we
hire
did
them
not.
for such? You did not? Okay. Because I was curious. I had to leave. I have family issues. I found it interesting, the dialogue with WEC engineers that have been with the city for 50 years, know it inside out, do a great job, and saved us $4 million so we could do another 7 miles of sanitary sewage, and you guys wanted to kind of push them out the door, it seems.
No, we didn't said nothing about pushing them out the door for sewer work.
Well, it sure
Nothing at all.
sounded like that the last meeting.
Nothing at all.
Well, without saying it, you were.
No, I said that very specifically, that they would be retained for sewer work.
Well, then you said about $25,000, which makes me laugh, because when you have certain things that you want to do, or you want to put $90,000 into 9th Street Park, we seem to find the money for all that stuff. The other thing, nothing else is going on in town. Everything is taken care of for demolition. That's the county, number one. Number two.
Not all of it, but yes.
That's most.
Mostly,
Yeah, most. What do you want to say, 95%?
or better, yes.
Okay. But they're doing it. We're not doing much of anything in the city.
Well, that's not
LSA
true.
money.
We have to clear every one of the houses.
I understand that. I know what demolition's all about. I did it back when I was, 25 years ago, and we did roughly 15 in the spring, 15 in the fall. We had it down under 100.
I've already done 125, I haven't even come close.
We had it down. If you quit interrupting me, I could finish, and then you could kick me out of here. But you keep interrupting me.
Are you saying?
You don't want me to interrupt you, but I'm just telling you, we did 15 in the.
This is
we
my
did
meeting,
15
not
in the
your
thing.
meeting.
That's right, but you shouldn't interrupt me.
I think he's allowed to respond to your comments when they're incorrect.
What I said was, we did 15 in the fall, 15 in the spring, and we got it down to under 90, under 100 homes to 90 homes to be demolished. From that point on, it got away, and it was up to roughly 400, if I'm not mistaken, if I read the county's figures right, at the point before you started to demolish under this new plan with rescue money.
Approximately.
Correct. That's what it is.
Wasn't the majority of that, Mr. Harhide, let's just make sure that we're factually correct. The majority of that, none of these council people were on council. I
That's
mean,
not
this
the
has
point.
been
The
over
point
for
is this
years.
rescue funding, and
This is
they didn't
what-
vote for it. I'm saying
I'm
now,
saying, this has been years. I mean, back.
when you say years, what do you mean years for what?
For what has happened here with the properties.
You mean the falling apart of the community?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, while you were
Yeah.
the state house member, you didn't
Absolutely. I
bring
brought a
any
ton of money
you
here.
didn't
We had
bring
that
any
argument. They
funds.
said I patted myself on the back, and I
Well,
didn't.
you
We had that
usually do, but
discussion.
That's fine.
LSA money. Have we received anything from State Representative Devanzo or State Senator Kim Ward? 2 years.
Not to date.
Nothing. Secondly, you had said that you forgot to apply for the first LSA, and I corrected you and said, no, you were told not to. Then last meeting, you said that you were told twice, the first time and this time, not to apply. You're going to do something with LSA on a state. You mean Commonwealth Financing Authority, CFA money, that Senator Ward has access to that will help you?
Awesome.
That's possible.
That's what you're
too.
looking at.
Well, there's also a state LSA fund too.
Okay, are we applying for state grants?
Yes.
Okay, because when you did the comprehensive plan, Mike, that was a state grant, $90,000, we matched 10,000 in the city.
Right.
Now, that money didn't go just to you, you had people that shared in the,
People did work.
in your company, yeah. Okay, now I have a list of the people in the company. Have we done anything remotely in the city of Monessen that has been in that comprehensive plan that you put together?
Yes, focusing on the downtown development.
What's been
Applying for
developed?
grants.
Wait a minute, let me throw my concrete block building in there, go ahead.
Well,
We lost 2 businesses down by the Charlevoix-Monessen Bridge, and nobody said a word about that. No report on it, no anything, nothing. Not at a meeting. Go ahead, I'm sorry. You were,
absolutely, I've said something about that.
okay. I thought it was more about Illumisource, but that's not it. Anyway, back to WEC. They saved $4 million. You said that now we could do 7 more miles, or actually Tony said we could do 7 more miles of sewage, which is great. And then you put him on the defensive, and that's kind of why I jumped out and I said, I just can't believe that you're going to look at somebody else. If you go back, there's an article on February 15th in our local paper, and it talks about RVE that was not renewed with Charleroi. And the main reason is at times they questioned the high cost of RVE services, and then on top of that, they never applied for any grant. And the guy stood here and said that they'll do grants, they'll do this, they'll do blah, 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 blah. So I'm glad that you did vote on it, number one. Number two, I hope that that's not the direction we're going, unless they have a tie with somebody in the city, like this Urim guy, that I don't think we need low-income housing to fill these demolished homes that we're doing. I also said the budget definitely wasn't balanced. I mean, there's a lot of money that's owed to WEC engineers in my research. Are we going to pay them?
We're going to address it, yes.
Okay, because the city USDA money is available immediately. Why are they not paid would be my question.
I'd be happy to discuss that, but there's, we need to review what they're asking for, basically.
What do you mean, what they're asking for?
Right now, I spent a good deal of time talking to John Brady with the USDA, and I asked him exactly what is standard for engineering. And they said it starts at about 8%, it goes to about 20%. It turns out we're right at 20% on the USDA project, and that's just fine. On the case of the West Penn Vest, he's up to 38%. That's just a bit much. And it is against the contract that was done too. If you
But wait a
follow
minute,
the word.
Who's at 38%? I mean,
WEC.
okay.
If you look at the contract that WEC signed,
I wouldn't have access, but I'll.
and I'd be more than happy to provide you a copy of the contract.
No need, but I didn't know that.
The bottom line is we will resolve the issues with WEC.
Now, they're owed some money for a project that they did about a year or two ago in the demolition of the Fifth Street building on Donner, and that money's available. Why have they not been paid for that?
Where's that money available?
I don't know. You guys have it.
We don't have
You
it.
got it to do it.
That's the problem. We don't have it.
I'll dispute that and leave it at that. The last thing, I always end up with things that the trustworthiness, the truthfulness, and the transparency, we need about a 95% improvement on that, number one. And then my final statement always is that crime pays in the city of Monessen.
You should know.
I watch it happen, starting
you
with
do.
the health center. You were there.
Oh, yeah, you were there with the old city hall when you said that it was inappropriate and you had the state.
Yeah,
said
you
we-
condemned, you put a condemnation on the Third Street City Hall, which it was, shouldn't have been condemned.
You did.
Oh, I didn't condemn that.
You were involved. Come on.
I was not involved in
Ted,
condemning it.
why don't we be honest? If you want to be truthful.
I'll be
It'll the
truthful.
first time in your
Why would I
life.
condemn a building
What
that
about
we're trying to go
Monessen
back
Rising?
into? Why would I try to condemn a building? I didn't have the authority to condemn a building.
Come on, you were
You
involved.
put it on. You stopped us from having things, tried to stop us from having a wine and cheese in the library. You
Because
put the
of-
heat on Matt
because of
Sherrill,
the
wasn't
report-
me.
Because of the reports that you had provided from the state. You were involved.
I never provided any
Well,
reports to the state
I
on
got a
that.
lot of emails that show that you
Well,
were
let's-
involved when you were a state house member.
Not to sell the health center, that's for God darn
Not the
sure.
health center, the old city hall.
No, didn't want to sell that either. But they decided to sell it. He put a
You
bid in. He'll
condemned it
tell
to
you
make
about
sure
it.
they moved out.
I didn't condemn it. You condemned it.
I did not.
You had K2 put it on because the guy from K2 told me. You
I
put a
was
sticker
not-
on the building.
No, no.
Don't lie to me,
It
Gary.
was already done. Never call me a liar, Ted.
Never call me a liar.
Well, here's the thing. When you're not telling the truth, I will.
I am telling the
No,
truth.
you aren't.
I didn't
Okay,
condemn
let-
that
Come
building.
Let's
Are you nuts?
let's
go
calm
talk about
down.
what happened with the groups that you had involved with the state trying to get funding here that was gonna help you. Let's talk, if you wanna ever talk, one day let's
Get
just
out
talk.
of here.
Come on,
You were
Ted.
involved in selling that health center.
Yeah.
I heard you say something, but we'll make it so goddamn friggin' bad. that you don't wanna touch
Let's
it.
move
Yeah,
on.
you're a
Let's move
liar.
on. Let's move
You're a
on.
liar
You're
that
a
I ever
liar.
said that.
You
You are a liar.
stone liar.
Let's
You're a
move on.
liar.
You're the leader of the pack.
Yeah, you're a liar.
No, you're a liar.
You've been here's what happened. When the former mayor hired me as
I
the
don't know,
solicitor.
is there a law in place that says that you're only supposed to answer there illegally?
No,
When
no,
somebody
there's not.
Answering
challenges-
questions.
sir,
No, there's
You
not.
know,
Somebody
get involved,
challenges what
get
you
involved
say.
in our
When
time.
somebody is gonna call me a liar, and he
can-
knows.
all I'm telling
Yeah,
you-
you
You
did.
were involved in that.
You said.
All I'm
You
saying
You
called
is,
said I
me a
made a
liar.
comment and you lied.
why do you make a
I
comment?
heard you make the comment. Because
didn't.
Mavrekas said it's the
Here,
same
okay,
thing.
come on,
that
come on.
he was
Let's back
untouchable.
down. Let's back down. Let's back down.
He
Sit
was
down.
You
untouchable.
thought you were
Sit down.
untouchable
We'll make it
until
such a mess.
until
What do you
Mavrekas
want to
came
touch?
in.
Sit down.
Gary Matta, quote,
Yeah,
you're a liar.
you're a liar.
Stone liar.
You're a liar.
You just
Come
have
on.
to be an attorney
Is
and
this
a liar.
what,
Yeah,
is this
no,
what, I don't know
it's
where the
just
hell
you're a
you
liar.
came from. I don't know where you come from.
I've been here a long time.
Did you?
Too long. That's what our problem.
I mean,
No. The
That's
problem
what it
was,
boils
the
down
problem
to.
was that you were involved in the city too long.
You've been
Yes, sir.
here a long time.
I never had anything.
I never. I heard about you.
Excuse me?
I heard about you. That's about it.
Well, now you got to meet me.
Pardon?
Now you got to meet me.
Hey, wait, what-
I didn't look.
No, come on.
Are we pushing towards Act 47 by not spending any money and doing all this stuff? That's
No,
just the question.
we're working hard to stay out of Act 47.
Okay, because you keep bringing up other circles, so I just wondered. That's my last question.
Where aren't we spending money?
I'm sorry?
Where aren't we spending money?
Well, there's nothing else getting done. We got about 80% of our roads need done. You got money, I thought money was put aside for Third Street last year.
You talking
some of the residents up
CDBG
in
money?
Foley, and then we did, I'm sorry?
Are you talking CDBG money? Because don't confuse the two. There's
Well, wait a
different
second.
pots.
We have CDBG money to do Third Street.
Yes, we do.
Okay, why aren't we doing it Third, why aren't we doing Third Street?
There was the closest way
Yeah,
to
it-
the street with that money.
Third Street, okay. Do you have the money to pay Third Street?
Yes, they
We have some money, yes.
No,
Why
not
aren't
to
you
do,
paving Third Street? Why didn't you, why aren't
We
you
are in the
paving-
process of
why
getting
aren't
it
you
together.
trying to
We,
fix at least one
it
major
just
highway?
takes time to put these projects together.
I'm sorry.
It just takes time to put these projects
Hey,
together.
Mayor, I'll tell you, I think you need to tell the chief of police who's here, if he speaks loud again, throw his ass out.
No, he's,
I'm just telling you, you need to tell him that,
Okay,
that if
what-
he speaks out of line, throw his ass
Come
out.
on.
Speaking out of line.
All right, I'm just telling you.
okay, what you got for us?
Okay, first of all, last meeting that we were here, you said you were gonna pay, Westmoreland Engineering an amount of money on this meeting today.
Right.
Did you pay him?
No,
Why?
because our normal solicitor's not here. We
Because
haven't had
that's-
time to go through the contract.
That's your MOS is the same, right? Don't tell the truth, don't tell the truth.
I-
Just promise and promise, don't tell the truth. Hold it. That's
You know,
what
I used to
said.
work for somebody that said, plan your work and work your plan. And it didn't matter if the sun didn't come up
I
that
heard
morning, you have the same
I
thing.
heard you say
Things-
last
Life
month-
is very dynamic.
Let me finish. I heard you
You
say.
did- I did, in fact,
you
say
will
that
be
I was gonna
paid
try
next
to pay him
meeting What we owe you, which is somewhere between $138,000, number one. Number two, you owe him $38,000 for the building right here that they tear down, and you were involved with it.
Right.
And you guys told him to take those photos underneath. And you still haven't been paid in 2 years. How are you supposed to survive in business?
So first off, when he did that project, he knew it was a CFA project. CFA has zero money has zero soft money built into the grants. When we turned that in, we were denied the money. We were denied the ability to charge
So
for
it takes you
engineering.
2 years to, what
We-
are you doing for?
We've been working, trying to find some money to get him paid.
And then you squeeze the guy to get money out for your firework. I don't get it.
We don't squeeze
I
anybody.
don't get it.
Well, I'm
I
sorry.
just don't get it. Yeah, you squeeze people to get money for firework only, because that's part of your little group. All I'm saying to you, last month, he said, not last month, 2 weeks ago, he said that he was gonna pay WWE. This is the meeting.
This
You
is a
didn't pay
meeting.
him.
No, it
So
did
you
not.
do what you normally do. Don't tell the truth.
I do the best I
You know,
can when I
don't-
can.
No, don't tell the truth. Why say something if that's not what you're gonna do? Okay, and the $38,000 that is owed for the last 2 years, where is that money? What are you planning on doing?
We've been trying to get money.
How do you think those people pay their workers?
Well, clearly they've been paid because we've been 2 years and they're still on the
$38,000 has not
included.
been paid today, has not been paid, close to $250,000 that is laying there.
Yeah.
Has not been paid. How do they survive? Tell me.
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, I'm asking you because you're the one that ain't paying the bill.
Well,
Why you ain't paying the bill is beyond me, because supposedly you got some cash.
I'm trying to protect the taxpayers' money to the best of my ability.
By screwing the contract.
No, I'm not trying to screw anybody.
That's what
but-
you're doing.
But paying
screwing the
38% on a $2.3 million
You say
project
what is
is
your
just not
background?
right.
What is your background?
I managed projects all my life.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Is that the reason you end up in Monessen?
Yep.
Out of business, right?
It's the reason why I ended up in
Yeah.
Monessen. I retired, yes.
Retarded, not
No,
retired.
retired.
You're still here. Okay? So all I'm saying to you, you need to pay that $38,000. You need to pay the money that you owe them back. Instead of saying that Mickey Mouse, that we can't make the paperwork because it costs money or some of the minutes, which is it's a joke.
Okay, well, you
But
made your
here's,
point.
here's another thing. I went through Monongahela, New Eagle, Whitehall, Charleroi, Donora, and they all blacktop on their road.
Yep.
Except we're the only one we call Pothole City. Why?
Different counties, different finances, different things going on.
Well, I don't see Russ Traver having a problem getting money from your legislator. The 50. Anybody who votes for either one of them, you need to be your head examined, because they haven't dropped one damn dime in Monessen yet. No one dime promises. Just like you make a promise, I'll pay you next month. I promise you, I'll get that done. It's like talking on air. Pothole City that should be renamed Monessen. Don't come into town with a new car. Don't ride your bike through town. And let me ask you something. You said you were going to get to the gas company because they shut the street on 3rd Street. What did you do?
We fined them.
What did you do? Tell me what you do.
I don't really recall. It was something in the neighborhood of several $1,000.
They cemented the whole damn thing clear up to your place.
That's what they dug up, yes.
Yeah, they cleaned it up better than any other spot, and again, it's your way of squeezing people. People don't want to deal with you. You got more people quitting in this damn building than anywhere else. And then you want to bring new people in, so our taxes will definitely go up more than it already is. Okay? But that's what cracked me up. Well, I'm going to be right on the gas company because they shut the 3rd Street down without telling us. What did you do? Nothing. No, the same thing. Your MOS is the same.
Why don't you
The Three
contact
Stooges
them and ask them what we did?
The Three Stooges tell you what to do and you do it. The newspaper covers your ass.
I got some basic questions here. Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay. Now, Tony, can you tell us how much money we got in the bank accounts now? Like the AARP?
He read all that to you a few minutes ago.
I read all that. I just didn't do it for the heck of it. I read it.
Well, to go through it and it doesn't connect. So how much do you have to go where? Where are you going to use that money towards what? Is it going to be for potholes? Is it going to be for something else?
Do you really want me to go through them again?
No, not the whole thing. I just want to know the monies you got now. Where are you going to dispense them to?
Ernie, you challenge me. You really do. I gave you all the lists.
Yeah.
They're all specific. Being grant money is police. Payroll is payroll. Healthcare is healthcare. Wait, you asked me a question.
Okay, I don't want grants. I want to know how much you got in bank accounts, cash.
Where do you think this is? In my piggy bank? This is in the bank. It's in our account in the bank. There's 224,000 in the general fund. The rec board has 5,000. Debt service has 929,000. Where are you asking specifically where money goes? Because it goes to those different places. that need to be
Okay, like the
built.
streets.
Streets.
Yeah.
Line. It could be line usage if it's a
Well,
sewers.
you're
It could be
mixing the
liquid
account-
fuels
You're
for
mixing the
pothole
accounts.
mix.
You're mixing the accounts. What do you have just for streets?
I'm not mixing an account. If I just told you liquid fuels and line usage, those are two separate accounts. Even you can count the two.
And you could use them for streets.
Depending. One could be used for sewage, which is the grades, cleaning
Potholes.
them out.
Potholes, I want to
Did
know.
you hear what I just told
Yeah,
you?
sewage. You said sewage.
Okay. Liquid fuels is where blacktop, what we use for potholes,
Oh,
things
what-
of that. This money can still come out of the general fund if we have to.
Okay, now you know Tyrone Boulevard State Road, and then it goes down to Tyrone Boulevard. There's a bad, what do you call it, like ditch, or whatever. Who's responsible for that?
State road would be PennDOT.
Depending on where it is, it could be PennDOT, it could be Ross River, it could be Monessen, depending on where you are.
I
That
don't
road-
think it's Ross River.
Well,
But it
then,
could be PennDOT.
Okay, did anybody contact PennDOT? No.
What's the address, sir?
It's off of State Road going down to Tyrone.
Or the State Road going down on the right-hand side by Jimmy Sopesky's house between State Road and Tyrone.
which side of, towards the dump or which side? Towards 906?
It's a T to State to Tyrone, but I think, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
T.
Jimmy Sopesky's house is on that corner, right across the street.
Yeah, so half
It's
the,
on that right-hand
That's
side.
Monessen, right?
yeah, no, that's maintained by the DOT. That is a PennDOT
Okay,
road.
the question is, did you approach these people?
Yes, I have.
What was their answer?
They're working on projects in the area. That's all I could get out of them.
Everybody's working on everything and nothing's getting done.
Mayor, do we pay that, or is the state,
PennDOT pays that.
we have to get on them to get it?
Yes.
Okay, then you got all these employees that are missing in action. Now, you just hired a new girl,
Mm-hmm.
and my main concern is, why is 90% of the employees of the city of Monessen live outside of Monessen? So we're not getting their school tax, we're not getting their property tax. Why are you hiring this policy of hiring out-of-towners with our money?
Our city clerk lives in Monessen.
Well, I'm talking about the two new people you just hired.
We hire who we can. Why is it that Cleveland Cliffs has a sign on their fence for the last 2 years that says "Help Wanted, Apply Within," and yet they're still looking for people? Why is it you walk into Foodland and the deli's closed because they don't have enough people to keep the deli open? Why is it that Alumna Source is still trying to hire people? The point being is there are jobs here that need to be filled. It's hard to get people in Monessen to come fill the jobs.
Do they go to the high school graduating class? No.
How much more obvious can you be than put a sign on Donner?
The thing is, if they're not interacting with Monessen entities in organizations, then now you're going to expect people from Monessen. I wanted to bet that most people in Monessen don't even know that these jobs are open.
They can't read then because they drive down Donner. There it is.
Just because you drive down, that doesn't mean you pick up everything that's going on. Now, what are you guys going to do as far as industry?
Right now, we've got to have the employees that want a job to bring them in.
Okay, so we're waiting for one shoe to fall before the other shoe gets refitted. Listen, 2 years ago in the winter, we were up at the city high school, and you had these visionary people. What they have done? And you got the same people, but the visionaries, you got them in the Nehemiah group. These people are not entrepreneurs. That's all I know. Why do you count on these people? Now, we made a big deal last time that you were going to help them get 501c3 incorporated. Where's this at now?
Yeah, I'm still trying to get that done.
Okay, what is holding you back? Money?
Nope,
What is?
I couldn't tell you.
What do you mean you couldn't tell me? You're on their committee.
Yeah, I've been trying to get it done.
Then what's holding you back? See, my point is you're dealing with the wrong group of people. These people are nothing but takers. They don't know how to produce anything. That's all I'm going to tell you. All of them. And I even mentioned it up here at the city high school 2 years ago. I said, you guys ain't going to be nowhere more any further than where you're at now. I said that 2 years ago. And then one more thing here. One last suggestion. Why don't we fuse together the street department and the planning commission? Fuse those two together and then create a fifth department called like the economic development or some sort of Monessen, I don't want to use the term that Mr. Matta used, but rising, something like that. Hey, put somebody there that
sounds
knows
like a
about.
wonderful idea, Ernie. But let me explain a couple of things. First off, we're organized in the departments we're organized in because that's what third-class city code says we're going to do. That's first thing. Second thing is I have been approaching DCED and our senators in order to give us money to have a full-time, 100% dedicated person that is for development, and that's my goal.
Okay, why don't you jump on them now before?
I've been jumping on them for
before,
several weeks.
Before the November election, and see who's going to go out on the limb to promise you money.
They told us that they were committed to the person here 7 days, 5 days a week. That's what they came down and told us. But evidently you talked to them and just screwed the whole work up again.
Of course.
Okay, so.
That's what happened. That's what
Hey, you don't have the floor right now.
Okay, so would you do your best to reach out to ones that are looking to get reinstated this November and get them on the limb, that they're going to do something for you?
I'm trying my best. You want to come help me? You're more than invited to come help me.
Best thing you can do is stay home instead of come here. Let these people do it.
Be quiet.
Okay, all right, so that's all I have to say. Mr. Lefevre?
Ed Lefevre, Keystone Drive. Mayor, I want to refer to an article that you took part in February on the 7th. And it was about Mayor Mosher gathers a group of visionary people to plan city's future. I'd like to quote the last two paragraphs. Whatever it may be, there has to be a vision Mosier said, I want to get people behind this, support this, and come up with a plan to move forward with this. It boils down to what we can work with in a community. We all have a vision, and you all have to have a vested interest in Monessen. That's clear. Monessen has to survive, or we are all in trouble. So we have to come up with a plan, talk with your family, talk to your friends and neighbors, think about what you might be able to do. And this was the beginning of the visionary group, of which there were 6 people. There's 24 people here. This is a visionary group. This was the comprehensive plan for 2030.
Yep. And we're doing our best to try to follow that plan too.
Let me just go through a couple of the pages. 2 of the councilmen at this time were present today. One's missing, the other one's here. I won't mention the names. So they're aware of this comprehensive plan. This was a resolution by Mayor Sharo, January 12th, 2021. They mentioned here at the beginning, early intervention program through the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Is that still, are you still?
Absolutely, yes.
You are.
It's now called the STAMP program.
And
Early
you're in-
intervention is no longer a thing that DCED does. They call this the STMP program.
So what would they help you with?
Primarily in assistance with, as an example, paying part of the city administrator's salary. They're the ones I'm talking to get somebody dedicated to, devoted to development of the area. Spend
So-
100% of their time doing development.
So how often are you in communication with them?
Every week, several times.
Every week?
Yes,
Do you see any progress there?
yes.
Such as?
Right now, we have a issue. We've got to get taken care of some of the existing grants that we've had in the past. As an example, our Pennsylvania Housing Alliance grant, which was Tom Hardy, who you've met. We owe about $20,000. It's got to be cleared before they'll go any further.
Okay. I just have a few things in here I just wanted to mention to you. The people in that picture I showed you, the listing under here is, you spoke, we listened. That's that group of 24 people.
Mhm.
I'm amazed. March 2019, May 2019, August 2019, October 2019. These people met. So this had to be a rather progressive program that involved the community. It's like they drifted off somewhere because it seems like this plan has never been really taken seriously.
It's been taken very seriously. We've developed our zoning ordinance based upon that plan. We developed our planning commission based on that plan. We've done our demolitions based on that plan. We pay attention to that plan very much so.
You do?
We do.
I just wanted to make sure.
There are some things in the plan that probably are not exactly right. Times change, directions change, and so
But
forth.
this is still a good blueprint
It's
to
a good
follow, is it
blueprint,
not?
absolutely. And it probably needs to be redone in the next couple, 3 years,
Well,
or
why not-
updated.
Why not have this, like those 3 months? Why not have these, why not reach out to these people instead of 6 visionaries?
Well, because it costs money to do those things. That book there you're looking at was, I forget what the amount was. It was about 100,000, 50,000?
$100,000 grant with a $10,000 match.
So it costs money to produce that match, that book. It takes money to reproduce that too.
Meetings for every.
No, can't the city, like the people that were attractive here, how were they attracted? You know, how did you attract, how were these
Through
people-
advertisement, through all different kinds of things that take money to do.
And that can't be done again?
Oh, it can be, it just takes money to do it. And it
Just
should be done, but you don't
advertise
need to do, you don't need to do planning all the time either. You need to have some time for implementation. And that's what we're trying to do now, is implement that part of that book that we can implement.
Well, I still don't see how 6 so-called visionaries are really of any value.
I'm sorry.
Let me ask you one other thing here. There's a large section here about eliminating blight.
Mm-hmm. And we're way ahead of the schedule that that book calls for.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you consider yourself the point person that really got this underway? How about the last 2 administrations?
Why don't you go talk to Doug Chu, Commissioner Doug Chu, and ask him that question?
Well, I'm asking you.
Well, I'm not going to sit
Do
here
you-
and boast, but
Do you take responsibility?
I take a lot of responsibility for that. That first off, before I became mayor, I talked to senators, I talked to congressmen, I had Senator Ward picking up the phone and calling everybody she could, trying to find money for Blythe remediation. Nobody had any money. I went to the county commissioners, I presented them many times, all 3 commissioners at the time, many times, PowerPoint, complete with documentation, statistics, and everything else. And they finally said, we will take some of our art money and put it towards demolition. I'm not the only one that was pushing that button, but I was a big part of it.
So, so the county, Westmoreland County, wasn't the initiator. They didn't come to Monessen and say, Mayor Mosier, I think you're depressed here. You have a lot of bad buildings need taken down.
I invite you to call up
Did you
Doug
call-
Chu or Sean Curtis. They were the 2 that were there before. They would tell you exactly what I just told you.
So who started what here? You or them?
It was a combination effort. It doesn't matter. We got it done. It's happening. It's a done deal.
No, I understand that, but
I'm
I
not
know-
gonna sit
I
there
know
and-
it's a done deal, but I'm just interested in how it got started.
Well, you have to talk to them. I'm not going to sit there and try to
Okay.
push my buttons.
Okay, just one other comment from this book, which has never taken place. Designate representatives from city council and school board to sit on each other's board.
And what do you call our tax exoneration board? What do you call that sixth person? There was people from the school board, from the businesses, and from our local thing.
No, it says council member sits on
You
the
can't,
school board.
you can't sit,
school
no,
board-
no, you can't do that. You can't serve on both boards.
No, you're
You,
misunderstanding.
but I go to the school board meetings and
To sit on each other's board. That means to go as a participant, a spectator, and sit there and listen to their presentation.
I probably go to more school board meetings than just about
How
anybody
about the
else in
council
here.
members?
Doesn't take
How
everybody.
about the school board members? Do they come and sit here?
They don't want to listen to everybody yell at them.
Who's yelling at them? Let me ask you about one other thing here. And by the way, Mr. Finance Counsel, over $100,000 is quite a bit of money to take out of the line usage fund.
Okay,
It is.
on a general month-to-month, yeah. But
N-
that was a repair. That was an emergency repair we had.
Yeah.
Am I incorrect that want to be replaced?
Well, we don't want
No,
somebody-
this line usage money is being subsidized every single month. You're paying for that.
I understand that. but
$27 a
if-
month, you're
if-
paying for that.
If you take $100,000 out, it has to be replaced, does it not?
No.
No?
The purpose of that fund is to protect our sewer systems,
So
and that's
you-
what it does. That's
so
what
you-
that was.
Mayor,
So
I
you
think he's
can go
getting confused
repeatedly
about previous
to
past
the fund?
administrations where the line usage fund has been taken out, and that part needs to be replaced back into line usage.
Yeah,
'cause it was
no,
found
we're not
out.
borrowing money from line usage to do something in the general fund. This is using line usage money in the reason, in the method that line usage money is intended to be used. Every last penny of it, because I don't want to get in the same boat that we were put into.
I agree. One other thing I noticed, if I I can find it. Have you heard of the whole home repair program?
Yes,
Is Monessen part of it?
yes. And there's a couple of homes in Monessen that are making use of that and and the lead abatement program as well.
Mhm. Is it a big factor in Monessen? This,
I won't call it a big factor, but it's an important factor. There are people that use it.
there's $125 million given to, I believe, the state has given to the counties.
That's not to the counties, that's throughout the entire state, but yes.
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 So Westmoreland
Yeah.
has,
It's being administered by two different groups right now. It's being administered by Brian at the Redevelopment Authority / Land Bank, and also with the Westmoreland Community Action.
okay. One other thing,
It's been one other thing several times now.
this is really the last thing. If I can find it. I never saw in my lifetime so far this rules of conduct for the redevelopment authority. Our redevelopment authority in
No, wait.
Monessen is a joke.
This is based upon things that city council can have direct effect on.
This is a
And
joke.
those are Robert's Rules of Orders, and we need to do the same thing here.
Your redevelopment council is a joke. It's a joke. You want a copy of this manifesto?
Okay, come on. That's not what this is about.
It's a joke.
You gonna owe me a mic?
I attended one meeting. That's a joke. There's only one person out of 6 that has any sense on that.
Linda, hand me that mic. I think you just,
Oh, it broke?
I think you broke it.
Can you hear me? It didn't break.
Let's make them know kind of noise. And this one's got dead batteries. This is, I'll change batteries.
really need a mic anyway. I talk pretty loud. Is that better? Okay, I fixed it.
Good. Thank you.
Okay. Linda Lacy, 1624 Maple Avenue. Now, this question is for Karen, but I'm gonna direct it to you, then you could talk to Karen, okay?
Okay.
If that's how you want it to go. The Mahalik boat launch, when are we going to fix that? Because people have been sitting beyond the snow rope. So when are we fixing that?
Do you have any answer?
No.
All I can say is they are making changes in the Mon River as we speak. They're going to change the water level in the river by removing the lock at Elizabeth, I believe it is. And in the process of doing that, the United States Corps of Army
Corps of
Corps of
Engineers.
Engineers is going through each of the communities looking to see what effect that will be. And that will have effect on our boat launch. They're the ones that built that launch. They'll be the ones that
They're the
hopefully
ones that
fix it.
stuck the barge up against the wall?
Yes.
Well, then why didn't you contact them early on
We
when they
did,
did
we
a
did, we
hole in
did,
it?
we did. They've been preoccupied by this thing with the lock, and they're working their way up the river, and they'll get to us soon, I hope.
Okay, that's
I can't
one
make any
question.
promises.
The
It's
lock
their,
was supposed to be fixed here by July, and they just gave notice to Elizabeth that that is going to be delayed somewhere between 30 and 45 days.
Oh,
for its
okay.
completion.
All right, and this still pertains to parks. We were discussing Madison Park about where to put that shed. So they're not doing that container, correct?
I don't know that a
They're doing
decision's
a
been
ship-
made one way or the other.
Okay, you gonna answer, because I was talking to Karen.
You said you'd ask me, and I could ask Karen.
Well, Karen was shaking her head, and Karen was at the last meeting when they discussed the shed. So I'm not disrespecting you, Mayor, but you were at that meeting too.
I was not at the last meeting.
I'm talking
Yeah.
to Mayor.
The Shade Tree Commission and the RDA have not come eye to eye yet.
Well, didn't they already put gravel where they wanted to put it? Because I
No.
was up on Knox the other day, and there's a gravel pad there.
On the other side of Knox?
No, it's on Knox, next door to the Black Elks.
Yeah, that is across the street from the 9th Street Park. That is a parking lot for people that want to go to the park.
Who's gonna park? It's not all gravel. It's just one little patch of
That's
gravel.
that's all the land that we had there, though. They gravelled the land they had for parking.
It's only, there's enough gravel there for one car, Mayor. Come on.
There's more than enough room for one car.
No, it's not. I was
Yeah.
just up there the other
Yeah,
day.
I know it's what land they had available.
All right. We'll just skip that part. But if they put the shed over there, they still going to have to come across the street for the water source. The water source.
You don't use the water in the shed. You store the tools and hoses in the shed. You take the
Yeah,
tools
but
and
they
the
got to
hoses
go
across.
get the hose, bring it across
Right.
the street to get to the water source.
Yeah,
That's
which is
what I
better
just
than
said.
bringing it across town.
Okay. Another question I have. At that meeting at the Redevelopment Authority, you were there. Somebody made a statement and it got sort of under my skin when they called that part of Knox the ghetto.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah,
I
hold
don't-
on.
I
This
don't- no one-
pertains to you because
Be-
we get CDBG money in here every year.
yep.
And what is that money for? It's for Westgate side of
No,
town.
no, no, no,
And
no,
for
no. Let's be
100
very
years,
clear. Let's be very clear
for
about
at
that.
least 50 years
Let's be
that
very
we've been
let's be
getting
very
that.
clear about that. In the last 5 or 10 years, the entire city has fallen within the same economic guidelines that allow CDBG funds to be used anywhere in the city.
When did that change?
About 5 years ago, when they paved Euclid.
You mean our money went to pave Euclid that
Yes.
had been sort of in disarray for 20 years?
Yep.
But that's not what I'm preferring to. We get the CDBG money. I'm talking before 5 years ago.
Well, 4 or 5 years ago, I can't change that. I wasn't
You
here.
can't change it, but none of the money
Don't
that
say
we
none of
got
the
from
money.
that.
You
Hold
have
on a
many
second,
streets
because
up
we
there to
wouldn't
pave.
have a. It goes to the blighted properties all up and down Knox, McMahon, Reservoir, Motherwell, Marguerite that you just been saying. That should not have ever happened, because we should have been using that money to fix that part of town. That was what it was supposed to be used for. 9th Street shouldn't be all potholes like that.
Nor should Third
I'm
Street.
not
nor
blaming
should
you
Pi-
because this is past
Tyrol
your
or anything.
administration, but for the last 5 or 4 administrations that I moved back here, it has not been used where it's supposed to be used. We'll drop it. We'll take it up on the next meeting after you have time to research it. But Karen, since you got
There's no
working
research in
on
the past. We know what happened in the past. I don't want to go back and relive the past.
All
All I
I-
want to do is say, this is where we're at. Let's chart a path forward and let's move from here.
Exactly. So when you say, but you just did it. You took money from 10th Street and threw it down on 3rd Street.
Because we hadn't,
But 10th Street has been like that for the past 20 years, just
Yes.
like Euclid.
so is Third Street.
That's his house right there.
No, Third Street's
Okay,
not my house.
Karen, okay,
Property's right there.
Not even.
Karen, 6th Street, you're going to put trees there, but are you going to correct that issue with the wall? Or have you seen the wall? First of all,
Yeah,
have you
I know-
seen the
yeah.
wall?
Yeah, I know what
Okay.
you're talking about, but it's my understanding that the grant that they applied for was for tree removal and tree replacement, not for fixing structures like that. Is that correct?
Right. But there's other grants available, and then we're looking at them.
Well, I thought there was already one available and you just turned it down.
No, never turned a grant down. Would never do that.
All right, well, you shouldn't plant trees if it's going to fall over the bank,
Right.
because it's just not, no purpose of doing that. So you should go up and take a look. council people.
Anything else? Anybody else?
Mayor, before we close it down, did you mention all the passing of former council?
No, I wanted to have more information, but I will say something about that. It's to my great sorrow that I was notified today that Dr. Martin Dudas passed away yesterday. He was a very notable person on city council. He served this city in many ways. He is probably the biggest reason why the city park is what the city park is today. He had a big impact on everything that this city is and has been. I have nothing but the greatest respect for the man, and I would like to think that in the future we could give serious consideration to renaming the walking track the Dr. Martin Dudas Walking Path. Yeah, without him, it would not have been done. There's no doubt about that. He was a remarkable man. Quite welcome. I'd like a motion to adjourn.
Second, Mayor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is adjourned.